To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people.
America just watched one of its loudest voices silenced in a single shot, and the shockwaves, they're already ripping through politics, media, and your own feed. This isn't just another headline, it's a rupture, a president on camera, a family in grief, a stunned movement, and a country asking the only real question, what the hell are we doing here?
If anyone in the sound of my voice celebrated even a little bit at the news of this shooting, I would beg you to look in the mirror and to see if you can find a better angel in there somewhere. I don't care what his politics are. I care that he was an American.
I think people are already saying things they shouldn't be saying. Joe Walsh is a good example of that.
What did you know?
I mean, today, a 31-year-old father of two and a husband is dead. There's really nothing more to say than this is unacceptable and it's wrong. That's number one. I've heard J.B. Pritzker blame Donald Trump today. I don't understand. Our friend is dead, and we've got people out here who just can't stop grinding political axes.
Tonight isn't about hot takes. It's about clarity, about conviction, about the uncomfortable truth that one rooftop shot in Utah just rattled every kitchen table in America. The president called Charlie Kirk a patriot, a man of faith, a voice for young people. Love him or hate him, you can't deny this.
He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever.
And let me be clear about something. I don't want to turn this into clickbait or cheap outrage. That's why I'm not going to ask you to smash the like button or share this video 100 times. I just want to ask you, human to human, don't celebrate the death of a father of two. Don't clap for a bullet. This video isn't made to farm views. It's a plea for decency, to remind us that cruelty isn't strength and joy in someone's murder isn't justice. No ads, no plugs, no promos, just a moment to listen to yourself and ask, how can anyone celebrate this? He filled auditoriums with college kids who could have been anywhere else on a Tuesday night, and chose debate instead. He made politics feel like a mission, and when someone with that kind of reach is erased in an instant, it doesn't just end a life, it shakes an entire ecosystem. The FBI briefing out of Utah was thin, low-quality footage, a shadow and dark clothing, a rooftop, a clean escape. That's it. Which tells you two things. The shooter knew what they were doing, and investigators are flying blind. A person of interest was detained, then released. That's all we've got, which means we're in the most dangerous place possible.
The only information we have on the suspect, the possible shooter, is taken from closed-circuit TV here on campus. We do have that. We're analyzing it. But it is security camera footage, so you can kind of guess what the quality of that is. But we do know dressed in all dark clothing, but we don't have a much better description other than that.
Where do you believe the shot came from?
The shot came from here on campus, from a location at a fair
roof.
Potentially from a roof, yes, a longer distance shot from a roof.
So to clarify, with the
security camera footage you have and the person of interest that's in custody, does that match up?
That's what we're trying to decipher right now.
National trauma with no answers, and when facts are scarce, narratives rush in. Narratives don't just fill space, they recruit. Look around online. Some people are grieving, praying, calling for peace. Others, they're celebrating, popping virtual champagne. Think about that. Half the country lit candles, the other half lit memes. We've gone from disagreement to disgust, from rivals to enemies, from politics to rot. And when leaders can't even agree to hold a 30-second moment of silence without heckling each other, that's not politics anymore. That's decay. That's 5 extra likes on Twitter instead of 5 seconds of basic decency.
Let's, wait a minute. The House will be in order. The House will be in order. Shh. The House will be in order. Shh. The House will be in order.
Now let's talk about the whispers. Professional hit, 1 shot, 1 rooftop, 1 clean escape, no vehicle ID, no chaos, just choreography. If this was random, it's the most precise random in history. Former FBI agents are saying the same. This looked planned, trained, calculated. Maybe a gifted amateur could pull it off, but the pattern screams intent.
Assassination of Charlie Kirk, to me, is indicative of a professional hit. Well, when you take a look at the video and you take a look at the venue and the spectators and how close they are to Charlie Kirk, and then you have that kind of like umbrella over him, that kind of tent, you have to know that this shooter had to be perched in a position with respect to being able to lay his sights perfectly, basically a headshot. And the shot that was taken to immediately incapacitate Charlie Kirk. And so this was not some amateur who just, got up on a rooftop because it was, what I consider spontaneous combustion. He got up this morning and decided he was going to do something crazy. This seems the earmark of a professional that got up onto this rooftop well in advance of the venue being occupied by the spectators. He was clearly undetected. There was no indication that anybody saw him up on this rooftop.
Here's the catch. Early narratives almost always collapse. Remember Butler? Remember the fog of confirmed details that turned out wrong? Don't carve anything in stone yet. If the evidence exists, release it. If suspects are real, name them. Because nothing fuels cynicism like endless ongoing investigations with no sunlight.
So I'm just saying the alert level at any campus would have been higher. And then when you know Charlie's coming, who's a controversial figure, it would be even higher. And then when you know thousands of your students are going to be on the quad, even higher. There's just no way that there's not going to be an eyewitness or a camera that caught this person.
But let's step back. This isn't just political, it's spiritual. We've built an economy of contempt. We reward dunking, not persuading. Humiliation, not humility. And when dehumanization becomes your diet, violence doesn't feel like a glitch. It feels like a feature. So what now? If you were inspired by Charlie, if you went to his rallies, watched his debates, followed his work, don't collapse. Don't scroll yourself numb. Do the thing he told you to do. Show up, stand up, organize, mentor, and yes, pray. Not as a last resort, but as a first discipline. Action without prayer burns out. Prayer without action dries up.
And this is what makes me, I am angry about this. I feel terrible for Charlie Kirk's family, all right? But I'm angry, and that's why I wrote this book, Confronting Evil. You have to confront it with strength. You can't weasel out of it anymore. And the media is a big part of this. Just about an hour ago, the president of MSNBC, one of the most vile networks ever to be broadcast in this country, chastised a man named Matthew Dowd for saying, Kirk's murder could have been his fault because of his inflammatory rhetoric. Yeah, the man was not even pronounced dead yet. All right? And Dowd said that on this network, MSNBC.
The media, too, has blood on its hands when it turns fresh tragedy into ratings fodder, speculation before facts, hot takes before condolences. If newsrooms want credibility, they have to stop treating outrage as a business model. And here's the real danger. We don't just fight over policies, we fight over reality itself. Words like violence, truth, democracy no longer mean the same thing on both sides of the aisle. We've built parallel universes where one group sees journalism and another sees celebration of murder. That's why the most honest sentence we can say right now is, we don't know yet. And that's not weakness, that's maturity. The president said Charlie's voice is now bigger and grander than ever.
An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before, and it's not even close. May God bless his memory, may God watch over his family, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.